What is up, everybody? RetroWolf88 here. This has been an amazing year for the Nintendo Switch, and the rest of the year looks even better. In today's video, I'm going to tell you about 20 really awesome games that deserve your attention that are coming out on the Nintendo Switch in the month of September 2019. And before we get into that list, I'm also going to go over my shout out for my favorite smaller YouTube channel of the month. So make sure you stick around for that as well. Here we go. Alright everybody, before we get into the list, let me tell you about my favorite small YouTuber of the month, and that YouTuber is none other than #Warpig on YT. The man, the myth, the legend, the Call of Duty camping god. Warpig on YT does mainly Call of Duty videos, and he does a lot of camping videos, which I'm just now starting to learn what that means, because to be honest with you, I'm not really a Call of Duty fan. I don't really care for Call of Duty all that much. I used to like it back in the day, back in the GameCube, PS2, Xbox era, not so much anymore. However, I really enjoy Warpig's videos, and the reason that I enjoy his videos is because his character in the videos is so entertaining. He is so entertaining to watch in his videos. Some of the stuff he says, what he does with his editing, the layering he does with his voices, it's really hard to explain. You just gotta watch one of his videos for yourself. And there have been many people, besides myself, that have said, even though they don't like Call of Duty, they still enjoy Warpig's videos. So be sure and check out his YouTube channel, check out some of his videos. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. And not only are his videos quality and entertaining, but he is also just a downright really good dude. He does a lot of fantastic things for the small YouTube community. On Twitter, he's very active. He's more than willing to help people out, shout people out, retweet their tweets, and try to help spread growth for everyone. And he's just a really nice guy. So be sure and get on Twitter and interact with him as well. I will leave a link to his channel in the description down below, as well as a link to his Twitter page. With that being said, let's get into the list of 20 games coming to the Nintendo Switch in September. As I stated earlier, September is absolutely packed. There are so many fantastic games coming out on the Switch. And we're going to start with September 2nd with the release of Spyro Reignited Trilogy, coming to us digitally and physically for $39.99. What an amazing package, coming with 3 games for the price of 1. Not just any 3 games, the first 3 Spyro the Dragon games remastered with crisp and beautiful HD graphics. We have Spyro the Dragon, Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, and Spyro Year of the Dragon. It's worth noting, however, that only the first game will be on the cartridge, with a download being required for the other 2 games, which I don't really care for, but it is what it is. Between the 3 games, there's a ton of content with a ton of playable characters, mini games, side quests, and over 100 levels. I love the Spyro games, and it has been years since I've been able to play them, so I'm really looking forward to getting back into them with crisp remastered graphics. Unleash your inner dragon and reignite your passion for 3D platformers when Spyro Reignited Trilogy releases on September 2nd. Next up on the list on September 3rd is Torchlight II, coming to us digitally only for $19.99. Do you like fast-paced action RPG dungeon crawlers packed with monsters and treasure? The Torchlight 2 is for you. Torchlight 2 can be played with 1 to 4 players, online only, sadly, no local co-op, and features 4 customizable character classes with plenty of skills and equipment to satisfy your own playstyle. It features a varied world complete with towns, weather, a day and night cycle, and some randomized elements as well. You can acquire pets, and there's also a difficult New Game Plus mode. I have to admit, this game is intriguing, and I just wish that it had local co-op, but the online co-op seems fun too. I hope you all see the light and consider purchasing Torchlight 2 on September 3rd. No. Also on September 3rd is Finn and the Ancient Mystery, coming to us digitally for $4.99. Now here's a budget title that actually has a surprising amount of quality to it. Finn and the Ancient Mystery is a 2D action-adventure game that takes place across 10 worlds with 6 boss fights. Each level is like its own Metroidvania section, and you will have to use your sword and magic to fight while also solving puzzles. There are several types of monsters to fight, as well as treasures to collect. You can grind your way to becoming more powerful by fighting difficult foes. There are a ton of traps and obstacles to dodge and avoid as you navigate the levels, which are also packed full of secrets. For $5, this seems like a no-brainer, especially if you're a fan of this style of game. So don't let this game slip by you and become an ancient mystery. Make sure you check out Finn and the Ancient Mystery when it releases on September 3rd. I really gotta work on these outro lines. Next up on September 5th is a game called Hyperforma, releasing digitally for $9.99. You know, it's really hard to tell what this game actually is from the trailer, but it sure is very intriguing. Hyperforma is an arcade-based puzzle game in a cyberpunk theme with many levels and bosses as you solve these tricky puzzles. The visuals and soundtrack are very impressive and complement each other very well. There's also a 2-player versus mode, optional gyroscope controls, and HD rumble. I don't quite understand what this game is, but it certainly has my attention. And I hope Hyperforma has your attention as well. Be sure and check it out when it releases on September 5th. Also on September 5th is a game called Space Cows, releasing to us digitally only for $12.99. So this game wins the award of being the most bizarre and insane game on the list. You can't make up what I'm about to describe. In Space Cows, you are a farmer who travels to a space station to save his cows. You fart your way, that's right, fart your way through the space station while using a toilet plunger as a weapon to fight aliens called mutants. I'm going to read one line to you from Nintendo.com for this game. Milk must flow. Milk your way through various mini-games because we heard you like mini-games, so we put mini-games in our game so you can play mini-games while playing a game. That was a mouthful. This game is absolutely ridiculous and I love it. I'm actually very interested in it for some reason, which I will never understand. Get ready to fart your way through space armed with a plunger when Space Cows releases on September 5th. That is one sentence I never expected to come out of my mouth. Bleh. Next up on September 6th is a game called Creature in the Well, coming to us digitally only for $14.99. Here is a game unlike anything I have ever seen. Creature in the Well is basically a dungeon crawling pinball hack and slash game. You explore this facility and use your sword to hit energy orbs to power up the machinery while also trying to defeat the creature in many battles. There are 8 dungeons, each with their own gameplay elements and themes while also being packed with secrets. You can change up the gameplay a bit with 20 plus items such as weapons and clothes, which can also be upgraded. This game looks like a blast to me and I really like the art direction and graphical style. So grab your sword and your energy balls and get ready to play with that Creature in the Well when it releases on September 6th. Wait, the f did I just say? On September 10th we have a little game called Blasphemous, releasing to us digitally for $24.99. And now we come to one of my most anticipated games on the list. Blasphemous is an intense, dark, and brutal action platformer with fast, nuanced combat mechanics and a complex story. First, I want to say this. This game has some of the best looking pixel art graphics and animations I have ever seen, hands down. I am blown away by that. Blasphemous features a sprawling world with branching paths, brutal enemies and traps, and huge and grotesque boss battles. Combat is deep, containing combos and special moves as well as executions. As you explore, you will acquire many things that will help you become stronger and customize your character. This game looks absolutely brutal and incredible, and it blows my mind that I'm not hearing very many people talk about this one. I don't understand why. It would be downright blasphemy if you skipped out on Blasphemous when it releases on September 10th. It's really hard to say blasphemy and blasphemous in the same sentence back to back like that. Try it, see how you do. Next up on September 13th is a Nintendo published title called Daemon X Machina, coming to us digitally and physically for $59.99. Daemon X Machina is an epic and action-packed mech combat game from a very talented studio, Marvelous Entertainment, and as I said earlier, published by Nintendo. In this game, you pilot mechs called arsenals, which are completely customizable with many weapons to equip. Daemon X Machina can also be played with up to 4 players online or local wireless multiplayer. I honestly don't have much to say about this game because I'm really not huge into mech games, but I wanted to include it for people who are because it does look like a high quality mech game. So if you like mech games, be sure to pay attention to Daemon X Machina when it releases on September 13th. Also on September 13th is something very cool, and that is Star Wars Pinball, releasing both digitally and physically for $29.99. I have two questions for you. Do you like Star Wars? Do you like pinball? Then you will love Star Wars Pinball. This game features 19 pinball tables that span all the Star Wars movies and some of the animated shows as well. You will see a ton of characters, themes, and locations across the Star Wars universe. The Switch version features vertical play as well as HD rumble. You can choose the dark side or the light side when you play, and there's also a career mode with missions you have to complete on the pinball tables. There are force powers, talents, and mini games as well as a jukebox. Not gonna lie, this game looks pretty damn cool, and quite a bit of pinball and Star Wars content for $30. Star Wars and or pinball fans will not want to miss Star Wars Pinball when it releases on September 13th. Finally, on September 13th, we have Ellen releasing digitally only for $7.99. Ellen is a very creepy and atmospheric 2D pixel art horror game where you play as an investigator named James searching for a missing girl named Ellen. Your journey takes you to the White Hill, and you get caught up in a very paranormal situation. You will have to solve puzzles and uncover the mystery if you want to survive and find Ellen. This game's trailer alone creeped me out, and it looks pretty dark and brutal as well. There's some pretty brutal looking death scenes in the trailer. If you're looking to scratch that horror itch, then look no further than Ellen when it releases on September 13th. LEGO fans rejoice because LEGO Jurassic World is making its way to the Nintendo Switch on September 17th, digitally and physically for $39.99. Play through some of the best moments from all 4 Jurassic Park movies in that quirky LEGO style and humor. You even get to play as 20 different dinosaurs and acquire a dinosaur collection while exploring the 2 islands. The game also features local drop-in and drop-out co-op. It's worth noting that this is a re-release. This game released previously on the Wii U and I believe some other consoles as well. I'm sure LEGO and Jurassic Park fans will be excited when LEGO Jurassic World releases on September 17th. Next up on September 19th is a game called Lost Castle, releasing to us digitally for $9.99. While we wait for Castle Crashers to release on the Switch, here comes Lost Castle, which really reminds me of Castle Crashers. Lost Castle is a roguelike dungeon crawler that can be played with up to 4 people in local and online co-op. Everything is randomly generated, and this game features beat-em-up gameplay with skills and special attacks, and with over 80 items and over 80 potions, as well as over 150 weapons and over 150 armor sets. That's a lot of stuff. The characters and environments are all hand-drawn and look pretty freaking good. This game looks like a really fun time, especially with friends. Prepare for some chaotic beat-em-up dungeon crawling multiplayer action when Lost Castle releases on September 19th. Also on September 19th is a game called Police Stories, releasing to us digitally for $14.99. Here's another game that looks interesting and has me intrigued. In Police Stories, you play as 2 police officers tasked with actions such as gang infiltration, hostage rescue, arresting people, and many other insane scenarios. There's also a system in the game called the Surrender System, which gives you the chance to arrest people without harming or killing them. You will have an AI partner who you can command, but you can also play local co-op as well, which seems like the much better way to play the game. This game looks fun, and it has some roguelike randomization to it as well, and the combat is also very tactical and enjoyable looking. Bring down the hammer of law and order when Police Stories releases on September 19th. On September 20th, not only are we getting the Switch Lite, but we are also getting The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, completely remade, digitally and physically for $59.99. So here we are with another one of my most anticipated games of the month. I grew up playing Link's Awakening and the DX version back in the day when I was a kid, and I absolutely adore this game. Never in my wildest dreams would I have guessed that Nintendo would remake it, and I have to say, I really like the art style that they chose. It's different and it's gorgeous. In Link's Awakening, Link wakes up stranded on Koholint Island, and he must gather all of the instruments so that he can wake up the Windfish and escape from the island. Just like any great Zelda game, Link's Awakening is packed full of dungeons, enemies, puzzles, weapons, items, unique NPCs, and incredible music. You can even sort of create your own dungeon with the new Chamber Dungeon mode. I cannot wait to relive this incredible adventure when Link's Awakening releases on September 20th. Also on September 20th is Ninokuni, Wrath of the White Witch, coming to us digitally and physically for $49.99. What a beautiful looking RPG. I absolutely love the art style in both the in-game graphics and the animated cutscenes, as they really reminded me of something from Studio Ghibli. Shortly into the research, I realized, oh wait, that's because these animations were created by Studio Ghibli, which is absolutely incredible. Now, I don't know much about this RPG, and I want to keep it that way because from what I understand, it's a fantastic and epic RPG with a great story, and the music compositions are also epic and incredible as well. I am looking forward to checking out this incredibly epic and awesome RPG when Ninokuni Wrath of the White Witch releases on September 20th. I just kind of feel like they shouldn't have released the game on the same day as Link's Awakening. On September 24th, we have Dead by Daylight, coming to us both digitally and physically for $39.99. In Dead by Daylight, you take on the role of your choice of 9 killers, or you pick your choice of 10 survivors as part of a group of 4 survivors in this gruesome online 1v4 multiplayer game. As the survivors, you either work together to escape or take your chances alone. As the killer, you have to track down and kill all of the survivors, and there is a nice variety of killers to choose from. Whether you are the killer or a survivor, there are lots of things to unlock for deep customization and progression, but you also have to understand your environments to survive or kill. Get ready for some seriously brutal multiplayer mayhem when Dead by Daylight releases on September 24th. Also on September 24th is Contra Rogue Core, releasing to us digitally and physically for $39.99, or some people I've heard call it Contra Rogue Corpse. Whatever. Here is another of my most anticipated games on this list. I've been a huge fan of the Contra series since I was a kid, dating all the way back to the NES days. I thought the Contra series was dead, but Konami has surprised us with Contra Rogue Core. This, however, is not the classic 2D run-and-gun gameplay that the Contra series is mostly known and loved for. This is a 3D sort of twin-stick shooter in a way blended with kind of a third-person isometric shooter. I will admit though that it does seem to have the spirit of Contra, although this game seems to be a bit more on the goofy side. I'm just happy to see Konami doing some stuff with the series, and I'm equal parts intrigued and hopeful that this will be a good game. Regardless, I am looking forward to blasting away some aliens with friends and family when Contra Rogue Core releases on September 24th. On September 26th, we have Darksiders II Definitive Edition, coming to us digitally and physically for $39.99. The original Darksiders is a fantastic Zelda-like adventure game with a very dark tone. I've never played Darksiders 2, and now I will get the chance to play it on the Switch, which I'm very excited for. In Darksiders 2, you play as Death instead of War, and Death's movement is actually faster and more fluid than War's. This version of the game includes all previous DLC as well for a complete package. I am very excited to finally get to try this game out and see how it compares to the first Darksiders when Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition releases on September 26th. And I challenge you to say Definitive 10 times fast. You can't do it. Prove me wrong. On September 27th, we have Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition. That is quite the mouthful, releasing to us both digitally and physically for $59.99. Are you looking for an insanely epic and long turn-based JRPG with awesome characters, an amazing story, fantastic visuals, and beautifully composed music? Then look no further. In this massive RPG, you will experience all of that and much, much more. There is plenty to explore, tons of monsters to fight, party members to develop, gear to collect, and experience to earn, and you can even ride monsters. One really cool feature unique to the Switch version is the ability to play the entire adventure in a 16-bit retro 2D mode. You can even swap back and forth between the modes. How cool is that? This is a game that can potentially keep you busy for well over 100 hours, so if you like RPGs, you will get more than your money's worth out of this one. See if I can do this in one take. Get ready to get lost in this epic RPG when Dragon Quest XI's Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition releases on September 26th. I did it! Except I got the date wrong! Releases on September 27th. And last on the list, also on September 27th, is Ori and the Blind Forest. I was not able to find a price. If you know the price, let me know that in the comments down below. We know it's coming digitally. Not sure if there's going to be a physical edition. If you know that, let me know down below as well. What was once a Microsoft exclusive is now coming to the Switch. Ori and the Blind Forest is an absolutely gorgeous 2D action-adventure platformer with a beautifully orchestrated score, hand-drawn artwork, and absolutely fantastic gameplay. I've not played this game yet myself, but I have seen nothing but fantastic things about it, and it reviewed very well. Let's support this one so that the sequel will hopefully hit the Switch as well. Ori and the Blind Forest hits the Nintendo Switch on September 27th, and I hope that you blindly buy it. What's wrong with me? There you have it, folks. 20 amazing games coming to the Nintendo Switch in the month of September that I think deserve your attention. My most anticipated games on the list are Blasphemous, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and Contra Rogue Core. Honestly, I want to play all the games on this list, but I want to hear from you, so let me know in the comments down below what your most anticipated games are for the Switch in the month of September. Also, let me know if I missed any games that you thought should have been included in this list, and let me know what you think about the other games as well. Subscribe to the channel, join the Retro Wolf family, hit that like button if you liked the video, and I will see you all in the next video. Keep playing games and having a good time. Later.